All right, I think I figured out what the issue was. So you should be hearing something now coming through in a few seconds. Check one, check two. Good evening, everyone. We are just checking out some technical issues, making sure all the microphones work, and then we will get started. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, we've got it. Uncue video and just turn that check.
All right, we're good.
All right, sure. Thank you so much, Mark.
All right, thank you all.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, will you hand me my iPad? All right, we're good to go. Thank you, everyone who's here for the Wexner Center Essential Performances version of Drumversations. I'm so glad you're here on a day that's really interesting. This is not the first day like this since we've done these Drumversations, but it just so happens that all the stuff has been going on, and so I want to make sure we speak to that and honor that musically, but I want to get through some housekeeping things first. I want to give a shout out and a word of thanks to Johanna Burton and Team Wex, specifically Lane Chaplinsky and Ashley Stanton, who have made this possible. I really appreciate you all and your continued support. To Chris Herbert and her team at Pendulum PR and Creative Strategies. It's been a pleasure working with them, and I appreciate our partnership in helping elevate this story around the 400 and the work of myself and my musical cohorts. And of course, to my new Drumversations production partner, my beautiful wife, Ruth, who is behind the scenes, behind the camera, and that's like not her thing. Normally she should be right here in front of the camera, but she's been an amazing partner as we've done these Drumversations every Friday. And then to our graduates, our high school graduate Amira Lomax and our 5th grade graduate Layla Lomax. They are troopers, as sometimes we're doing the Drumversations while they're in school and they have not complained. To my wonderful creative team that's hard at work on the 400 documentary, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be out soon. Jason Wood and Charles Harrison, I appreciate your support and the work that you're doing. I mean, excellent stuff around the documentary. You might have to move that over. And then to my partners in art and crime and all that other kind of stuff, Eddie Bayard, William Minifield, be careful, and Dean Hewlett. I really appreciate you all. Brotherhood, the musical creativity, the way you push me to be better and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate all of those folks named in the institution of the Wexner Center for making sure that even in the time of COVID pandemic, we still have art and community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is going to be a little different in terms of format. Our normal Drumversations is exactly that. Drumming, music, and conversation, thus the title, Drumversations. But today will be more of a concert format. I do want to kind of share some thoughts about what's going on in the world right now, but for the most part, we're going to be playing because I think that's what we need right now. And so, as usual, we'll open up with the ancestral drum call, but today specifically, I want to dedicate that to Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. If you don't know what's been going on around these individuals, these people who have been killed by state-sanctioned murder, then you need to just look it up. I'm not going to go into details. Needless to say that their deaths did not have to be, and so I want to dedicate this presentation, this concert, to their memory and their names and their lives. And it just begs a few questions that I want to share so you kind of have a context for what's in my mind and my heart and my spirit as we share today. You know, based on what's going on in Minneapolis, who has the rights to has the right to protest? We saw armed white men, militia, marching into the State House in Michigan, standing face to face aggressively with state troopers, and nothing happened, right? They're Americans. They have the right to protest. But just yesterday, we see black people in Minneapolis just respond to what continues to happen day in and day out. And nobody cares that this is 400 years of historical context that just keeps happening. They are called rioters. They're called looters. They're called all of these negative things because, you know, what we see might seem like destruction, but we don't care about why the destruction. And sometimes you have to be destructive and disruptive in order to be heard. And there's a really easy way to prevent that. Just stop killing us. Enfranchise black people who were, we didn't choose to come here. We're not immigrants. So if we are all Americans, then we should be treated that way. The fact that black bodies, male, female, children, adults, doesn't matter, can be killed like Breonna Taylor was in her home by police, and it was the wrong house, and nobody cares, that's a problem. The fact that Ahmaud Arbery can be killed while jogging, that's a problem. Don't we have the right to sleep in our own homes? Don't we have the right to jog, right? George Floyd did not resist. He told the officer, who literally had a knee in his neck, that he could not breathe. And the officer was not bound to respect his rights. Yes, the officer has been fired, but what does that mean? Because every case of state-sanctioned brutality that we've seen, of every case, the majority of them have ended without justice. Justice for the life that was lost, justice for the family that suffered that loss, and justice for the people who are continually traumatized by these incidences. So who has the right to protest? Who is an American, right? These are the things that I'm thinking about. These are the things that trouble me. Because for all the white liberals who say we should all just get along and move toward peace and justice, these are your people that are killing us. It just is what it is. And it's been that way since 1619. And so the onus is not on black America to fix America. It's really on white America to fix yourselves. It has to be, because we've been marching, we've been fighting since 1619. Nobody wanted to be a slave. Nobody wanted to be lynched. Nobody wants to be disenfranchised. And yet here we are. And so I appreciate the Wex offering a platform to share music and thoughts, but I have to be honest. This shit hurts. It really does. And it's hard to get up and go to work. It's hard to have to perform, and it's hard to exist. When just by leaving your home, you don't even have to leave your home, just by going to sleep, the police can make a mistake, come into your house and take your life. That's the context in which we're playing today. That's the context in which we're living today. And if that bothers you, good. If it makes you angry, good. But like our great ancestor Maya Angelou says, we should not allow that anger to turn to bitterness. We need to use that energy to do something different, to make a change. And I hope that we all work together to reimagine, to recreate, and to restructure this world as we come back from this pandemic. That is my hope. That's what keeps me going. But I gotta admit, it's rough right now. I don't feel like playing. But it's my responsibility